Modern society is making men weak and stupid. The evidence is right in front of our faces. Men are falling behind women in every way that counts.
We've seen a decline in traditionally male jobs in manufacturing and heavy industry. That's hit working class men particularly hard. But also the education system is really now failing many of our boys.
Today, only 40% of college graduates are men. Men are 3 times more likely to die from mental health issues. 90% of the homeless population are male. And over 30% of young men aren't sexually active at all, compared to just 19% 20 years ago. It should be clear to everyone by now that society is waging a war on masculinity, and it's destroying men's minds and their will. People are getting weaker and dumber. But how did this actually happen?
First and foremost, Shalom Israel. I want to give all praises, honor, glory, and fear to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. Also, I want to give double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone that taught us this truth. And as always, peace and salutations to the Lord's hopeful elect. Yeah, came across this video this morning through the Spirit, talking about the men, mostly here in Babylon the Great, man. Now, don't get it twisted. Other nations, they're going through the same transition of weakening the man, but it isn't as bad as, Babylon the Great, this great whore. All right, this is by design, and ultimately it's by design by Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, to weaken this kingdom, man. We're prophesying the downfall of Esau, Edom, and his kingdom, and of course, the headquarters, quote unquote, Babylon the Great, so-called USA. And of course, this guy, he's kind of going in, so I'll let him talk a little bit, and then we'll bring up some precepts to see, why it seems like especially here in Babylon the Great in these last days, why men are a whole lot weaker, all right, than they were.
And it's men that are worst affected. You see, when you look back at pictures from just a couple of decades ago, the men from before actually look like men. Today, not so much. People today look like boys in comparison, like they never grew up. It's an
and I'm a late 80s baby, and I mean, we feel the same way. They made an excuse talking about it's because how they dressed. When this issue was brought up before, how we look younger in the there was this video that surfaced, some old high school that had video footage of how people looked, in high school back. I don't know if it was maybe, I don't know when the year was, but it was, a while ago. But they were saying how the males and the females all looked older. They looked like adults. Like people in high school back then, they looked like adults. I look at my yearbook, all right, and I'm telling you, we all look like children. We're coming out of the crack era. A lot of us were crack babies, and all these chemicals and drugs, and he's gonna go into, it really, I believe through the Spirit, Paul Yabashimashah, it really affected us, made us weaker as men. Okay.
Expression that's supported by the data. Testosterone, the chemical that prompts sexual maturity and muscle growth in men, is in rapid decline. A study from 2013 found that average testosterone levels in men had fallen by 1% every year since 1980. And there are huge problems with this lack of testosterone. People don't enjoy working hard. People have no confidence, no ambition, no destiny. And there's a bunch of health problems associated with low testosterone, like some kinds of cancer that have risen due to the sharp decline in testosterone, which is in conjunction with sperm counts dropping like a stone. Clearly something very wrong is happening right now, but it's hard to pinpoint exactly what's causing this mass feminization. But there's a lot of suspects, and the truth is likely a combination of a multitude of things. But one of the main things is the massive amounts of chemicals that's tricking men's bodies into making estrogen, leading to around half of men now having gynecomastia, where their nipples become packed with estrogen and start to develop like a woman. I mean, estrogen is the hormone that causes your body to develop female characteristics. And so why is this happening all of a sudden? Gynecomastia was really not that common 50 years ago. 100 years ago, it'd be extremely rare. But now almost every man you walk past has some form of gynecomastia. And this problem is coming from all the untested and poorly regulated chemicals that we're putting into our environment and our bodies. People often talk about avoiding BPA, a certain type of plastic, but it's not that simple. Studies have shown that a massive proportion of plastics have what's called estrogenic activity, Chemicals released as these materials break down trick the body's hormone receptors into thinking they're estrogen, and in people this is causing a wide range of nasty health defects. But the common ones are weight gain, reduced fertility, sex drive, and sperm counts, and even increased rates of breast and prostate cancer. And we're just talking plastics here. The other sources of common chemicals with estrogen activity is too long to list, but one of the most sinister is atrazine. It comes from the most common herbicide in the US, which gets sprayed on 3/4 of cornfields as well as a ton of other common crops. Once it's there, it can leach into the groundwater and eventually make its way into the reservoirs and the water supply. And so much of this chemical has been used that we now even find it in the rainwater. Ever since the late 90s, we've known that it causes feminization and increased estrogen production in animals. More recent studies have shown strong links to low fertility and sperm counts in areas where atrazine is used, as well as a bunch of other issues with the reproductive organs upon exposure. And with so much estrogen around, you won't be surprised to hear that it's actually in your water supply.
All right, cool. So the guy's going into basically chemicals, and this is by design from this wicked man. All right, ultimately, again, it's the will of Yahweh Shema Shah. What he's really doing, all right, and of course he's punishing our nation by letting our men. Now there's a group of men that seem like they have all the stature and strength that one could have, i.e. the athletes and things like that, and that's a whole nother topic for a whole nother day. And they're gonna get judged if they're not serving Yahweh Shema Shah. But I mean, he's going into these chemicals, man, in the water, in the food, and because Babylon the Great is so wicked, everyone on this earth by now sees that there's something wrong, with the inhabitants of Babylon. They see that something is wrong, that something is different by the way we design our houses and the food that we eat, and why, we have all these damn chemicals in our food. It is by design, and you got to think about it as it relates to being a man and, war. Well, being that most of the men here, especially the Edomites, man, all right, especially the young Edomite man, he's going into the infertility, their numbers are low. The Edomites, and their men, the remaining men that they have, they really, the bulk of them really don't have the spirit, all right, the the physical attributes of a real strong man that's ready for war. So therefore you hear these when you hear the rumors of a draft coming, you see all these damn social media videos of the little Edomites talking about, ain't no way in hell I'm going to a war, I'm not built for that. And you know what, they're telling the truth. And again, we understand spiritual, or the spiritual side of things, that this is prophecy, that we're prophesying the downfall of this man's kingdom, and the Lord weakening the men here, and letting the women think that they're running things. It's all a part of it. If you look at the new recruiting commercials, and you see the propaganda coming, because there's more recruiting commercials coming now, because it's getting ready to be wartime. It's all you see is women. Yeah, they're throwing in a couple guys here and there, but all I see is just women on the forefront. You know what I mean? And that's by design, man. And that's the sign of a kingdom that's getting ready to fall, man. All right. And then I got one more little section, and then we'll bring out these precepts.
Pain means pause on the things you love, but green means
Damaged sexual health, returning to a normal
17.
You should probably buy a water filter if you haven't done already, but it's not large parts of the way it's making its way into the atmosphere and the oceans. It's yet another way that we're drifting further and further away from the natural life that we're adapted for. Sunlight's another good example. Before, nearly everyone got hours of sunlight every day, waking up to the sun and going to bed when the sun started to fade away. But today, most jobs are inside, locking people in grey office cubicles or dark warehouses for 8 hours a day, all under artificial lighting. Never really
especially for the Edomites that don't have the melanin, to absorb vitamin D, man. They're in definitely need of that, and it shows you. I don't want to get into that, but the Edomites can't really and get vitamin D from the sun like that, because again, they don't have the melanin. Plus their skin not having the melanin, it burns, man. We could go out in the sun all day. Now they taught us lies, man. Here I am, as a young man playing baseball, sports and things like that, going to the beach as a young child in the 90s, and my Israelite parents and family making me put on that poison ass sunscreen, and that's just because we inherited lies, this, other than us being fucking wicked, a wicked nation, man, the sun don't burn us, man. Yeah, all it's gonna do is make our skin get darker. But for those individuals, the Edomites, you know what the sun do to them? It will damn near kill them. If they out there too long, they get sunburned. Their skin will flake up, turn red. It will blister up. It's very, very painful. I've seen it, being in the military. But again, because of society, just we're in this technology as society where most of these modern jobs are inside. They're sitting down. They're not moving. The men, they're on fucking podcasts. They're on using the internet to make money and not going outside and doing quote unquote manly things, not getting that sun and that energy. Again, signs of a declining society, the signs of a declining kingdom, especially in relation to the man being weak. All right, and that has a lot to do with that not going outside, not getting that sunlight, which provides energy, on top of just the daily mental poison that is social media. And if you're a weak ass man or a man liking into a female, oh, you love the social media shit. And no real man, like, I mean, I'm not, me personally, now brothers can do what they want. If they serving y'all by Shemal Shah, I personally, as a man, ain't no way in hell I'm posting my business on social media. I don't have no damn social media, nothing. I have never had an Instagram, never had a Facebook. I was in the war when all that stuff was kind of popping off, man. So I never really got into it. I thought it was just such a feminine thing and such a safety violation. You understand me? Now anybody and everybody can just look on, my page and see where my family at, what my family doing, what I'm doing, how I look like. That's an absolute no-go for me, guy. Absolute no-go. I got more common sense than that. That's for women and children, man. You a grown-ass man. What do you care? You shouldn't be, overly indulgent in this. I'm not saying it's wrong for a man to have social media. I guess you got to stay connected, but that's what my cell phone for and things like that. My real family can get in contact with me, without having to, DM me. You know what I'm saying? So the lack of going outside, combined with the chemicals, and ultimately the spirit that the Lord, remember, we don't wrestle against flesh and blood, but principality, spirit. This is a spiritual war. So it's really the spirit of Yahweh Shema Shai being placed on the Babylonians, man. All right, letting these men get weak. And it ain't just the Edomites. Of course, our people are susceptible to this too, man.
Seeing the sun at all. I mean, the vast majority of people in the world are too exhausted to spend enough time outside after work.
And that's a whole nother thing. On top of the chemicals, is making us weaker and slower, fatter. All right, the food poison. Hell, by the time you get off from this mundane ass work schedule, 9 to 5 or whatever, graveyard shift, it doesn't matter. Some people have to work multiple jobs. Hell, once you quote unquote get off, a lot of don't let you have a family that you gotta take care of. The last thing a person really has is energy to really work out, to go get some sunlight, man. All they wanted, and you can't blame them. To be honest, you're tired. We're tired. You get off of work, working all these damn hours, and all you really want to do is sit down, have a drink, all right, and eat and watch, and just watch some stupid shit on TV, and wake up in a few hours and do it all over again, man. So you really can't blame them, but it's really by design, and you got to take it to the highest level, which is prophecy, man. Yeah, they're putting shit in, yeah, they're wicked, but it's all for a reason, okay? And the Lord is showing us the decline of a kingdom, man, of a society.
That they would spend their few hours off vegetating in front of a screen, never really having artificial light, only having light from screens, being sat on their ass, never really moving their blood in their body either. And vitamin D deficiency today is an obvious problem. Around 1 billion people are deficient, and in adults it can make you tired, depressed, and weak, destroying your testosterone. And high levels of body fat make you so much more susceptible. Fat cells store vitamin D and keep it isolated from the bloodstream. And considering that 4 out of every 10 Americans are obese, this is a major problem. Obesity is probably the most visible negative effect of one.
And you pretty much get the point. Then you think about, these school shooters and things. You got these emotional, effeminate little boys around here, and They don't know how to deal with their emotions, or they're liking the women, and that's why you see all this violence happening. These single parent households, especially we talk about our nation now, and you're raising these effeminate men that take on the characteristics of women. They don't know how to deal with conflict and things, and that's why it's just so much violence going on, because you got a bunch of men that aren't really standing up like men. They're taking on the spirit of a woman. But we talk about our nation. This is Jeremiah 31 and verse no, Jeremiah 30. Let's talk about our nation though. The Israelites, you so-called blacks, Native Americans and Latinos, man. Jeremiah 30 and 6. Wait a minute, that's not it. I was right. I'm gonna bring that out next. Jeremiah 31 and 22. All right, here we go. How long wilt thou go about, O thy backsliding daughter, referring to the nation of Israel as a whole, but starting with the men. All right. For the Lord Yahweh hath created a new thing in the earth. What is that? A woman shall compass a man. And especially we see that, as a whole here in Babylon the Great, but we see that especially with our women that, they're better educated than us. Hell, they damn near look better than us because, it is what it is, because we're weak. We're not in our full stature. Like I say, yeah, the NFL players may look like we supposed to look a little bit, but other than that, the rest of the nation, hell, we obese, fat, weak, skinny, malnourished. And then you got, the image that they put of our women, plumped up, juicy, perfect looking, especially as it relates to social media. And again, the image that they portray, we know our women don't look like that waking up, but when they get on that social media and how they present themselves as perfect, hair all good, nails good, got on the crazy garments, and again, their bodies be on point. A lot of women, a lot of our women are obese. Apostles be going into that about how obese a lot of our women are, but a lot of them aren't, man, especially as it relates to that social media. A lot of them women are shaped up, man. And just in every form and fashion, it seems like the woman is compassing the man in the work industry, in the military. Again, I mentioned how the commercials are all just about the women. They're just plastering women right in front of our face, like they're really soldiers, like they're really the ones in every war that the Babylon the Great has had. Like they were the one kicking indoors and shit. Like they were the ones boots on the ground in the jungle with Charlie. Absolutely not, man. And the veterans can testify. We can testify. I don't know if I've seen with my, I was in a special forces unit. Okay, so I've seen it done. Yeah, there were women, but they weren't kicking indoors and shit like that. There were women out there, and there's some high functioning women in the military. But when it comes to real deal combat, man, it's non-existent. All right, it's all men. And then look at how Babylon the Great treats those men. You got these homeless veterans, veterans barely getting, decent care. And what's that do to a person of mind? All their real men, all Babylon the Great's real warriors, are they're used and abused and they're tired. They're not trying to fight another war, not in the name of Babylon the Great. They'll do it in the name of, defending their family, but other than that, hell, they've used up the last bit of real men that they have. So all is going to be left is a bunch of weak ass men and some women and children. And that's why we're prophesying through the Spirit, Lord willing, they'll probably do a draft, man. All right, ain't nobody signing up for the military, especially when you can get money. You're already weak and slow, docile, and when you find out, or they find out, that they can get money just sitting behind a screen doing podcasts or doing TikTok videos or whatever, do you think that they're trying to go in the military? My baby mama's son, right? He was supposed to been, signing up for the Navy, and kind of find out he's doing TikToks, getting a check for it. You think he's shipped off yet? Absolutely not. He's getting that check. He's got a sodomite spirit on him. Yeah, he's a funny boy, and he ain't trying to go in no damn military, man. They played us. I'm thinking, yeah, my little little buddy finna do something with his life. Nah, he's up in that house with his mama doing TikTok videos, being a sodomite, man. So you see what I'm saying? And that type of spirit is just running rampant throughout Babylon the Great, man. But again, this is something that the Lord did by design, man. Starting with our nation, but it's affecting, Babylon the Great as a whole. The woman compassing the man, getting away with all type of stuff, and we have to suffer. Talk about child support, alimony, all these things is in relation to a woman compassing a man. Here you are, try to take care of a woman, do your thing, try to get off the streets and marry her, make an honest woman a man, all that, how that shit go. And then, Eve will F it up, and then y'all gotta separate, and she'll take you for all you got. Or you have a child and you know that you are the better financial provider, and they'll just drain all your money while the woman barely takes care of the child. This is all in relation to that, man. And this is again a sign of a declining society, of a declining kingdom. And the Lord is getting ready to do something about it, man, because you got that remnant. All right. Hey, first and foremost, you got Yahweh and his work. It will not be in vain. If the Lord said these things were going to happen, it's going to happen. Great tribulation about to happen. That mark of the beast going to get rolled out, and it's going to be a lot of chaos and destruction in the midst of it, man. So the Lord is not a man that he shall lie. All right. We're prophesying through the Spirit for a reason. There's going to be a change. All right. This is not the way it's supposed to be. These women running wild and all of these weak men. All right. And it goes for everybody, man, across the whole earth, but especially here in Babylon the Great. All right. Let's go to 1 Kings 2:2. I go the way of all the earth. Be thou strong, therefore, and show thyself a man. All right. And that's what we got to remember, to show ourselves a man no matter what. And we thank Yahweh Shai for giving us, at least the spiritual fortitude, spiritual strength, which should manifest into everything else. It's going to cause us to get up. It's going to cause us to work. It's going to cause us to, remember how to be a man, dress like a man, carry ourselves like a man, walk with our head up, walk with our beards on and things like that. Verse 3, and keep the charge of the Lord Yahweh thy God, to walk in his ways, to keep his statutes and his commandments, because that's what's most important, man. Again, those NFL players, those basketball players, they got great stature, man. They get worship, praise. Come on. Hey, they got their reward already. I'm just keeping it real. Those athletes, man, are the closest thing to what we supposed to look like and be like as Israelite men. But the bulk of our nation isn't like that. The bulk of our nation didn't get blessed with the height of 6'8" type shit. A lot of us again are malnourished. Whether it be, I'm a personal trainer. I don't really do it, but I did go to school for it. Obesity is a form of malnourishment. Just because you're fat, doesn't mean you have adequate nutrition. A lot of that shit comes again from processed chemical foods. So you don't have to be skinny to be malnourished. Obese people are malnourished as well. All right, so we're just all effed up, man. All right, and keep his commandments and his judgment and his testimonies, man, as it is written in the law of Moses, thou mayest prosper in all that thou doest, and whether so thou turnest thyself. But again, we got to show ourselves men, and the Lord commanded his men to do certain things, man. If you love the Lord, keep his commandments and feed his sheep. That's part of the process, and the Lord will be with us. Now we have to remember how we got here and accept our punishment, that the Lord took our stature, our strength away, man. I don't really understand completely why us being in captivity, why the Lord gave. Now we know he's going to take it away, but I'm righteously kind of jealous of all these athletes at this point. Here we are, if the Lord say he jealous, man, and I don't covet those brothers, mind you, but if the Lord say he jealous, is the first thing that he taught us, man. I have no shame saying that I'm righteously jealous of we're all supposed to be in captivity. Who the hell are these athletes, right? Who the hell are these entertainers? Who the hell are you Israelites? All right, supposed to be in captivity with us as a whole. We're supposed to be riding this thing out together. How hell y'all get out the plantation? How y'all get rich? How y'all, what I mean? How y'all get all that stature and that strength and that, because what we brothers got talents and things. It's just we're not getting rich from it. like them. So I got a huge problem with it, and I've been putting up curses left and right. And you see what happened to your boy Tyreek Hill. Not a damn thing. All right, but it's the spirit of you just not gonna do what you want. And then we talked about, Angela Reese with her injury. That's beautiful because I've been putting up curses upon, these entertainers and these athletes that have received benefits and have not known Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. All right. We go to concerning our enemy right quick, right? Back to all the chemicals and the shit like that. It doesn't have to be that way. Again, it's by design. This man has to be wicked. He don't have good intentions for the inhabitants of the earth. We're talking about the so-called elite. They got enough money to stop this in one day. You know what I mean? Build all type of farmlands instead of building these stupid ass damn near $1 billion sports arenas and stadiums, man, in the name of folly. That could be farmland, that could be shelter and housing for the homeless. All right, those big ass arenas and things. But nope, they want to pay the athletes all this damn money to keep the people docile. Here we are in football season again, and I'm just not with it. I don't care. I don't care. I don't think we've all played sports, man. We Israelites don't. I mean, but just where we're at now in privacy, I don't want to see it no more. I can't do it. I'm not a man fan. I come from war, man. My introduction to life was war, real shit, real men that's really like laying the smack down and not in the name of a game. It's no way I could be a grown ass man, a servant of Yahweh Shema Shah at this point and just be completely in awe. It's nothing wrong with watching sports, man. All right, but if you're not serving Yahweh Shema Shah and you're just obsessed with sports, grown ass men playing catch, because that's what the fuck it is, dog. All right, and you a grown ass man with a jersey with a nigga name plastered on your back. What are you, his bitch? What are you, his bitch? That shit is weird as sick. You got all these grown ass men, both of all nations, but especially Esau and Jacob. They love sports to the point where they're obsessed with it. Again, nothing wrong with watching sports, man. I don't, because like I say, I'm over it. I don't find it entertaining at all, and I'm ready, for us to receive our glory. These niggas are getting worship. I mentioned that to my pops. You think about this when it relates to the woman. Your woman, you wonder why your woman is the first one in front of the damn TV every Sunday or every Thursday, whenever the damn football game. Come on, man. These men, again, these Israelite men, and it's mostly Israelite men out there, man, they look like gods walking on earth, man. Your wife damn near need a cigarette, okay, after watching the NFL or the NBA. They're print watching men short, watching their private areas on the basketball court. I had to learn this. I had no idea how a woman was, the nature of a woman, and she was on it like that. As a female that told me that's what they do, print watching, looking at a man's private areas, and it just all day, every day, looking at their muscles and shit like that, man. And again, I ain't no hater. I don't covet it, but I'm just trying to figure out how they supposed to be Israelites in captivity, and they're getting all this fame, and they got little Edomite boys with life-size posters in their room and all type of shit like that. Man, please, I ain't putting a nigga name on my back. You got me effed up, cuz. You got me effed up thinking I'm finna put your name on my back. Or if you think I'm finna, like, man, hell no, we ain't watching none of that. We ain't watching football in the house, man. You know what I mean? If you want to, Shawty, you want to watch a football game, all right, for every football game you watch, my sister, I get to watch, 10 volleyball games and softball games. Have y'all not seen them softball chicks? They be plumped up now. Them Edomite girls, they be plumped and thick out there. And what you think I will watch softball because I just love softball so much. I just love hell no. The reason why I watch it is to see them girls out there, which is the same reason why a lot of women, all right, watch damn sports. Don't really understand it, but them dudes out there look perfect, and the way they plaster them up there, man. Come on, man. They're always zooming in on their muscles, their butts, all type of shit. Come on, man. This shit gotta stop. This is crazy. And y'all boys need to think about that. Y'all men need to think about that, about your wives and why she really, And they just perfect looking niggas, tall. That's a woman to sell her soul for a man with some height, man. Teeth all perfect. Here we is suffering, barely, barely getting nutrition. They get, and the thing about athletes, bro. And I don't know how. Just let the spirit do it too. I'm on this athlete rant, but I mean they're highly pampered, especially if you've been playing sports since you were a young man. They're always getting special treatment, do they not? I mean, in high school, whatever it is, they're always getting worship and special treatment, and I'm just sick of it. I'm just sick of it. Here we are serving y'all by Shemal Shah to the best of our ability, calling upon the Lord, crying out, coming in that meek, humble spirit. Us being malnourished is likened to a slave, a humble man. Them niggas big and bad. That's likened to being a king or some shit. Overindulging all the food that they have to eat to maintain their bodies and their strength and shit. We barely eating around this guy, man. The Lord gonna do something, man, because we know the Lord is a righteous power, and we have to endure this, of course, and remember how we got here. But the Lord gonna do something about them athletes, and you best believe your boy, the hopeful prince, hey, he putting up curses upon them through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bahashim Yahushua, man. And we go to the book of Jeremiah concerning those very men, those strong ass men that you see on that football field. Jeremiah 30 and verse 6, and it reads, Ask ye now and see whether a man doth travail with child. Can a man, have a baby? Well, here in Babylon the Great, they sure think so. But other than that, absolutely not. Wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins as a woman in travail, and all faces are turned into paleness. This is going into this great tribulation, and ultimately, the second coming of Malachi Hawashai, verse 7. Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. And that's that remnant of the nation of Israel, all right? That's going to be saved out of it. The ones that's calling upon Yahweh Shema Hawashai before the Lord fully unleashed the wrath. But everyone else that didn't, these NFL players that are rich, that's not calling upon Yahweh Shema Hawashai, not showing love to the Lord by feeding his sheep and keeping the commandments, but have gotten rich and received the talent and the stature and got paid for it. Nigga, please. They're gonna be likening to women. So Tyreek Hill, LeBron, them, man, when it go down, man, they're gonna look like straight little girls in front of their wives, in front of the rest of the women, and that's beautiful. Call Allah Yahweh Shem Al Shah. And guess what? It's gonna be the exact opposite for us. The Lord gonna lift up a standard, man. Hey, the weakest one of us is gonna be likening to King David, as it relates to his strength. Okay, dropping whole armies, man. All right, Samson dropping whole armies and things like that. You think, without the Lord, you think them niggas can do that? Really? Yeah, they can run and jump, but eventually your energy is gonna run out, man. But if the Lord with us, man, we'll be able to run through whole armies and things like that, whole brigades and shit of troops and things like that. And that's something to look forward to, man. But again, the Lord gonna make an example out of these Israelite men, and the rest of the men too, that have all this money and just power, okay? And he's gonna take it away, man. All right, I don't like to see it, but I can't do nothing about it but pray and make sure that I'm doing what I need to do to receive that type of love from Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai, by way of those miracles and things that we prophesy. All right, so when the enemy comes in like a flood during Jacob's trouble, seek to take our lives, man, the Lord gonna lift up a standard. And again, once the people see us being protected or see miracles, they're gonna know that a prophet had been amongst them, and it's gonna put bring them to shame, man. All right, and jealousy. And it is what it is, man. Hell, we had to go through it watching you niggas. I don't look like no damn NFL player. You think I'm finna sit up here with my girl and just plaster these niggas in front of her face so she can size me up? You know what I mean? Boy, stop. We gotta get up out of here. Boy, stop. We got to get up out of here, man. And that's why we're fighting. All right, but let me see. I'll bring this out in Romans and leave it at that. I wanted to bring it out earlier, but yeah, I kind of went off on the on the sports thing, man. But it's all the spirit, man. It's all the spirit, of a change is coming, man. All right. Where the Oh, Romans and 1 and 30. Man, that's a lot. Romans 1 and we'll start at 26. For this cause God gave them up unto vile affections, man. Well, let me go up to verse 25. All right. Who changed the truth of God into a lie and worship and serve the creature more than the creator. And that's our people, man. All right. Worshiping the creature. Like how our people love to worship entertainers, man, and have no reverence to Yahweh Bahashim and Hawashai. All right. Who is blessed forever. Amen. For this cause, because the people, all right, want to worship idols and shit and not give reverence and not worship Yahweh Hashem Shai. God gave them up unto vile affections, and we see that, all right, for their women did change the natural use into that which is against nature, and we see that with the alphabet community and all type of other stuff that women are sticking inside of themselves. All right, you give a woman liberty, especially them Edomite women, it's nothing she won't stick inside of her in the name of, I don't know, pleasure, I guess. Nothing she won't stick inside of her. All right. I'm talking baseball bats, all type of shit. All right. And likewise also the men, leaving the natural use of the woman. All right. And of course, the woman is supposed to be the weaker vessel, supposed to be a help unto the man. Here we are worshiping, getting on our knees. That's what they taught us in Babylon the Great. Get on your knees and propose to a woman that's have had multiple men. Done did all type of weird, freaky stuff with all these men, and here you are getting on your knees, giving her a ring that you can't even damn afford. Then gotta get another ring, then gotta pay for the wedding, all type of shit. All right, natural use of the woman, and of course that's going into their alphabet community as well. All right, man on man, woman on woman shit. All right, burning their lust one toward another, men with men, working that which is unseemly and receiving in themselves the recompense of their error, which was uh meat. And Lord's, I mean, you talk about the mpox, and they say it affects a lot of those alphabet community, man. Well, I mean, you're gonna see the judgment for that sodomy, man. Both male and female, all that shit, all that sexual immorality. The Lord is gonna send, a severe judgment if you didn't come out of that. Now it's time to come out of that. The Lord can forgive you, make no mistake about it, if you repent from it and turn from that shit. But a lot of our people are not. They're going harder in it. They're boasting in it because they're enabled to, man. All right. And in verse 28, and even as they did not like to retain God in their knowledge, our people all day, every day, God gave them over to a reprobate mind to do things which are not convenient. All right. Being filled with all unrighteousness, fornication, wickedness, covetousness, maliciousness, full of envy, murder, debate, deceit, malignity, if I say that right, whisperers, backbiters, haters of God, despiteful, proud, boasters, and here's the point, inventors of evil things, man. All right, and it goes, even into Esau, Edom, man. He's talking about the chemicals and stuff that they're putting in food, they don't have to do all this crap, man. They don't have to put these preservatives and things like that. There's a way, to get our society function effectively, but because they're rooted in wickedness and all they care about is money, 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 and power and wickedness, all the chemicals are being sprayed everywhere, and they're putting all this shit in the food, and the plastics. Come on, man. If y'all got enough money to build, like I say, these $1 billion stadiums they got, that whole damn the Mercedes shit, don't that I've not been there a few times, man. Shit open up, all type of stuff. Come on, man. You could put water in glass bottles, man. But in the name of saving a buck or getting a buck, oh, let's just put it in plastic and poison these guys each and every day. And Lord know, it's hard to get around drinking, not drinking from the plastic. You will have to pay. They got water in glass bottles, but it's a lot more expensive, man. Can't nobody afford that on a weekly basis, however often that you have to buy water. So we got to buy all this cheap ass, tainted ass water out these plastic bottles, and all type of chemicals is entering our body every day. And again, it's affecting our brain, it's affecting our body chemistry, breaking us down, making us slower, making us weaker, making us more feminine, giving us more estrogen. All right? Especially the Edomites, man. That's why you see all these niggas, these grown ass men, mind you. And I'm talking about that it be old men on there doing the same thing, dancing right along with their women, all right, their wives, their, on TikTok and shit, on YouTube, doing these pranks and just playing around all day. It has a lot to do with it. They're not showing themselves to be men, all right? They're showing themselves to be women and children, all right? And the Lord commanded us not to, all right? And that was in what First Kings, man. But yeah, man, inventors of evil things, disobedient to parents without understanding. Our people don't have no understanding. It ain't our fault. It isn't the fault of Yahweh Hashem Hawashah or the prophets, because we're doing our job through the Spirit. We're warning, we're teaching through the Spirit. All right, covenant breakers without natural affection, and that even goes into the children. How children are so angry that they'll put you to sleep if the Lord allow it. They're not out in the streets playing, and you don't hear the laughter of children out in the streets. You don't hear basketball bouncing in the hood no more. Yeah, but you probably hear some gunshots. You probably see little Jake with a book bag in front of him, or a little purse looking thing, a little tote bag with a gun in it. Okay, and Im- implacable and unmerciful. All right. And there it is, man, through spirit and power, Yahweh Shema Haushai. These are all reasons why the Lord is getting ready to destroy this place. And again, this is a sign of a declining society, a declining kingdom. This is by design that the men aren't able to be men, man. And it's deeper than just niggas is just don't want to do it. There's a real spiritual shift that's happening, and then there's a warfare on the minds and the actual bodies of men, all right? And not to mention the psychological aspect, feminism, all this shit, all these lies and stuff, catering to the woman's emotion. And it's so prevalent. It's because the women outnumber us. So it's more women out here spewing all this madness, and it's more, a few men on the earth in relation to the woman, that how men are, that everything they do revolves around pleasing or attaining a woman, man. So they're listening to these women. They're trying to do things. And if a woman say, hey, it's cool for you guys to wear skinny jeans and shit, it's cute to come out the house with pink skinny jeans on and shit. I seen Floyd Mayweather, great fighter, real, blessed with talent, blessed with hands, man. But seen him in the pink, and the thing about it, all jokes aside, I mean, the color pink isn't necessarily like just, but come on, man. Just like, I don't say the word, like feminine. Like, there's no like law that say you can't wear a certain color, mind you. All right. It could be fly, done the right way, but ain't no way in these last days right now. Maybe like in the kingdom, like when we all decked out and, pink is, or color liking in the pink, that's a little different. You know what I mean? But not right now, man. Not no all pink little fringy little jeans these niggas be wearing. It's crazy. But hey, man, I'm gonna leave it at that through the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Shah. For us as Israelite men, we have to show ourselves men, and we need to be praying to the Lord to be worthy to escape these things, to be worthy not to only escape the calamities, all right, that's coming, but to escape the psychological operation. All right, we have to, pray to the Lord that we don't come susceptible to that, the chemicals that they're putting in us, man. We want to pray to the Lord for us to be able to escape these things, man, because it's getting ready to go down, and we need all the strength that we can gather to be able to succeed in these coming missions. This is part of the mission. This is like the preparation phase before we really get ready to get boots on the ground out here, and we have to leave our homes and be pilgrims on the earth for an amount of time. Lord willing, it be a short amount of time. All right, Lord willing, it's a short amount of time for us, or at least we perceive it as so. All right. But we got to be ready, man. So we got to get our strength back up, man. So you brothers, you see the apostles, man, especially Apostle Gabar, he always, riding his bike and things like that, and that's good, man. He's getting up in age and things like that. So if that's what apostle them doing, we as younger men definitely need to be, taking care of our bodies, getting outside if we can, man. And again, ultimately praying to the Lord to give us this strength, man. It ain't nothing wrong with hitting the weights a couple times for you brothers that are big overweight, man. Hey, get your body moving, man. Hey, cause hey, when the Isaiah 4:1 come, hey, they gonna be looking for that strength and that guidance and that leadership. You got to be able to move. Make no mistake about it. You 500 pounds or you 20 pounds. If you one of the Lord's, he gonna be with you, and you gonna be able to move out and lift things, and but it ain't gonna hurt. All right, to be a prudent man. If you can, eat better, then eat better, man. All right, because it is a war, like that brother said in the beginning of his video. There is a war on the masculinity of the men here in Babylon the Great. Hell, throughout the rest of the earth as well. Hell, yeah, man, them Africans, them Hamites, there, everybody's got cell phones now. All in the woods, those tribes, they got cell phones now. So it's slowly but surely creeping in, there too. But this is Babylon the Great, so this is where it's really going down at. All right, but with that, I want to give all praises, honor, glory, and fear to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Until next time, Shalom.